on what's brewing today. NeoGrowth, an MSME-focused digital lender, has raised 300 crore rupees in a Series D equity round led by FMO, a Dutch entrepreneurial development bank, along with existing investors. Now, off the fresh equity capital, 160 crore rupees has been pumped in by the Dutch lender that will be used for on-lending and entering new markets. Now, NeoGrowth is an MSME-focused new-age lender that offers a wide range of products tailored to the dynamic needs of small businesses. Joining us now to discuss the company's growth plan is Arun Nayyar, the MD and CEO of NeoGrowth. Arun, thank you so much for joining us on Startup Street today. NeoGrowth has been a debt client of FMO since 2017, but now they've invested in your company in equity to also and will support you as a shareholder. So what's changed? What does their backing mean for the company?
See, currently, FMO has been having a relationship on the debt side with us since 2017. This participation on the equity side is going to strengthen our capital base, and we are, a strong foundation is being laid for a high growth next year. So we are going to grow by around 20% this year, and the next year growth target for us is close to 40%. So this fresh equity infusion is going to strengthen our overall capital position and also going to accelerate our growth plans.
Okay, so this capital is going to accelerate your growth plans. Now, you're an MSME-focused digital lender, and you've focused on creating a positive impact on India's MSMEs by providing easy access to credit. Now, take me through the solutions you have on offer really quickly, and how many MSMEs are you currently servicing with your platform, and what would be the targeted growth in the coming year?
Yeah, so we have a very sharply defined segmentation in the SME business. So we lend money to small businesses who are consumer facing, say for instance a grocer or a pharmacy, and based on their digital payment history, we look at their creditworthiness and working capital needs, and we fund them for the short-term working capital requirements. One of the unique features of our model is that it's a daily repayment model. So for instance, in a typical lending structure, a term loan is paid through 30,000 rupees, say a monthly EMI. In our structure, it will be paid through 1,000 rupees a day. So it's a lot of ease of convenience for our customers, and we are currently serving close to around 25,000 customers. That's the outstanding customer base, and so far we have looked at around 1.5 lakh customers in the last 2 years.
All right, and that's an interesting model, but with this fundraise, how do you plan to grow your book? Where would you be deploying these funds?
So we currently our book size is close to 1,600 crores.
Right.
And we expect our book size to reach around 1,800 crores by March. So next year we're targeting a growth of around 40 to 45%. So we're looking at around 2,500 crores of growth in the next year.
All right, and you've disbursed about $1 billion in loans. What are the typical ticket sizes? Take us through your disbursal targets going forward, and what about NPAs? What's your NPA picture like?
Yeah, so our ticket size is typically in the region of around 10 to 12 lakh rupees.
Right.
These are small merchants, and our tenor for the loan is around 18 months. Our NPA position as of last quarter is close to around 5%.
All right, so NPA at about 5%. Now you claim to also be profitable, and your AUMs are currently at 1,600 crore rupees. Where will the next leg of growth come from? Will the focus continue to be on the daily repayment model?
So we have two large verticals. One is the retail vertical, which I spoke about, and we also have a supply chain finance vertical, which accounts for around 35% of our business. I think the growth is largely going to come from the same markets. We currently operate in 25 cities, and if you if I looked at the digital payments data in the country, the overall acceptance of UPI, overall digital payments is growing at a very rapid pace.
Right.
So all this has expanded our target segment. So we believe in the top 25 cities itself, we should be able to generate a 35 to 40% growth.
Okay, so your top 25 cities, 30 to 35% growth. Now, speaking about the cities, you're also going to use the funds for expansion. So what are the areas you're looking to expand into? What's your expansion plan?
See, our business is a very scaled up and stable business. Our unit economics is well established. So essentially the money is going to go into disbursements, incremental disbursements. We are targeting a disbursements of close to around 3,500 crore next year. We currently disburse in the region of around 175 to 200 crore a month. So essentially the funds are going to be used for incremental disbursement and growing the AUM.
Okay, so growing AUM and incremental disbursements, that's where your money is going to go. Now, speaking about digital lending, post RBI's digital lending guidelines, which are now in force, how has your workflow changed, if at all, and what adjustments have you had to make? It's still sort of a gray area, so have you sought clarity from the RBI on these?
Yeah, so we are a, RBI regulated entity. We are registered NBFC, so we are a regulated entity. So to that extent, we have been fully compliant with the Reserve Bank of India guidelines on digital lending. And there have been a few incremental changes which we had to make in terms of, disclosure of the exact, pricing and, the fact sheet to the customers. But beyond that, there is no major implication on NeoGrowth. So we are to that extent fully compliant.
So fully compliant and no major impact. But also now RBI's revised securitization rules disallow securitization of loans with residual maturity of 365 days or lesser. Now, as a fintech lender, how are you impacted? What is the typical tenor of the MSME loans you disperse? And do you expect the securitization volumes to fall as a result of these revised rules?
So currently, securitization is around 30% of our borrowing profile. And as I mentioned, our tenor is around 20 months. So residual tenor typically after seasoning is in the region of 15 to 16 months. So we should not be impacted significantly because of these guidelines.
Okay, so no significant impact with these guidelines. But Arun, we're completely out of time, but thank you so much for joining us on the show today, and we wish you all the best going forward.
Thank you. Thank you for having me on the show. Thank you.